Hello, my name is Colonial. Welcome back for another episode of 33 as German Empire. In previous episode, we managed to conclude our war against Senegal, although I then only after the war was halfway done realized that I was actually asking for Mauritania instead of Timbuktu, but oh well, we all make mistakes. We have gotten the convoy situation under control again. Oh, and there is Douala uprising. Oh, they got the capital over here, so the British won't actually get there unless they try to violate my sovereignty. Interesting. They might see an independent nation over here. But yeah, I can probably just declare neutrality on that for now, because I've got some other plans in mind, and that is to conquer some territory to the east. We might actually go ahead and start with that fairly shortly. And actually, why wait? Let's go in there now. We've got quite a bit of infamy, mind you, but it's not going to be increasing too much further with this particular war. I mean, chat is going to be, yeah, it's 5.2 points total. But yeah, we'll go for 1 die. They might actually even accept that, to be fair. If they do, then... Oh, they did not. Yeah, if they did, it wouldn't be too bad. Let's get the army in here. That's going to be taking care of the enemies. And I suppose, what are the... Right, they want to liberate Niger, but what we are going to do is we'll actually conquer state Chad as well. We'll just take all of that. We're also doing the scraper survey finally. Took a while, but we're finally getting around to do that. And oh, there we go, 16.0 standard of living, which is honestly not too shabby. We do have a GDP of 220 million. I suppose also getting the social security is helping. Oh, Sweden wants military assistance. You know what, I'll give it to them. We may need to increase the taxes at some point. We've still got 37 million in the cash reserve, so I'm not too concerned about the money right now, I'll be honest. We will be having a bit of a fight through here. I mean, how's the enemy quality over here? They got irregulars. Alright then, windmills in Hauserland. How is the... okay, trade unions are relatively happy, industrialists are really happy. They'll improve the trade unions' happiness a tiny bit in there, and then... Protests across the North Rhine. Protest and nationalist movement has organized mass protests across the North Rhine region. While the protests have remained peaceful for now, local authorities have raised concerns about possible violence. We'll allow them to air their concerns. They might become more radical, but we are probably going to be passing the women's suffrage law soon. Oh, grassroots proposals for the law. Ooh, East Prussia becomes more lawyers, but we'll just take the 20% movement attraction, I suppose. So the feminist movement will eventually push through that law then. Still got a few states with low market access. Is there anything else that we need to worry about? I suppose we could try to search for the source of the Nile. I'm not sure. Who do we send? Someone that doesn't have... Okay, let's say naval leader... Send the Elbe front. Gonna be a bit costly. But sure, we'll send him in there. Admittedly, we're kind of reaching for Nile anyway from the west. Ooh, there's the wargaming. So our offense value is going to be even higher. It's already, well, 43 plus whatever the general gives. Which might not actually be that massive, but I'm sure they will help. How's the... Oh, we've got a year of construction queue right now, so I'm guessing there's a lot of things that are long-term construction in here. I suppose so. But this war should definitely be over in a matter of months, really. Now, I suppose one thing that I could do is I could always add some more consumption taxes. Like these two, for example, so that reduces the deficit without impacting the lower strata too much. Expedition embarked. Onwards. I do still have, of course, max funding over here as well, so we could always reduce these to get more money if need be. And there's the war. Because we've got a little bit peril and progress on the expedition already. There's the first battle already. We are definitely crushing the enemy. We took less than 500 casualties by the looks of it. Yep. About 400 plus some demoralized, but the enemy took over 4,000 just wounded. Suffrage rally. Scale back the rallies, or we'll risk a little violence. A bit of gamble. We'll scale back, so we're now 84%. It's a pretty good chance that we'll pass the law soon enough. There's the second battle among us. One of the expedition members has been caught stealing more provisions than needed under the excuse that he's ill and needs more food. So we either continue, or we gain some peril and some minor progress. I think we need every single man right now, so we won't really get progress in there, but it also means that we won't get peril. And a lot of this expedition is just managing the peril so that you don't fail. Looks like the enemy army is rather... Yeah, they've got 3,000 men total there versus our 30. I think it's going to be pretty obvious who's going to be winning this battle. I mean, they did have most of their troops in there as well. Yeah, there we go. They're down to less than 1,000. Oh, obligation. Oh, right. Okay. So that's one of the Russia's sort of satellites in here, puppets. I think we'll just go ahead and absolve them. It gives better relations with them. And, like, we didn't do anything for that anyway. Rhinoceros sighted. We shall hunt it, or we shall not get distracted. Let's not get distracted, actually. Well, it could be quite nice, but yeah. So there's the first state already conquered. And the war support for the enemy is already dropping quite a bit. The total casualties for us is still less than 5,000. Of course, the battles are quite tiny at this point. They don't really have a lot of troops. Now, the infamy is still dropping. We're going to try to keep a decent bit of influence in here, just so that the infamy is going to drop even faster. So we're not going to do a whole lot of diplomacy. We have pretty good prestige, at least. Oh, and there we go. Hey, Berlin Conference. Huzzah. So that was sufficient. I think we were at 9 states then. But now that we've got that, we can actually then start making the colonial states. Because we don't need to worry about that too much. So, colonial administration. Expand a colony in Niger. I'm going to go ahead and establish a colony in Senegal. And I suppose we can't do it in Congo right now, but that's fine. That does reduce our population a lot. The nature of administration. The establishment of German Senegal, we must decide the direction of our new colonial administration. That reduces the whole lot of these various nationalist movements in our nation. By the looks of it, but let's have a look at... what does the charter company do, actually? Only autonomous subject type is that we're able to start their own diplomatic place and forced to join their overlords' wars. Also special restriction on reducing the autonomy, and their base liberty desire, again, is greatly reduced. They must pay 40% of the treasury income to the overlord each week. Okay. Then there's the colonial extraction. I'm guessing is... Ooh, right. There's going to be a lot of richer and erasure and all that. They would get a lot of migration, I suppose. And then there's the also colonial extraction. I think... Oh, right, so, okay, so the middle one is there would be more immigration, and the last one is slave labor and ruthless exploitation. I think we're just going to increase the immigration and colonial settlement. There we go. Dysentery in the expedition. Oh dear. We'll rest. And we'll reduce the peril, so there we go. That does reduce the total GDP as well quite a bit, but we still got the highest GDP per capita. I suppose that did reduce our construction speed a bit as well. If we now have a look at the markets of ours, so there's still quite a bit of things. How is the rubber and all that looking like, actually? Well, we got a decent bit of extra. We've got a load of paper extra. Engines are looking better. We actually got a bit of extra production now. We do need a whole lot of tobacco and some coal. Oh, right, so Niger's got their capital in Chad. And then Senegal, is that's in Mauritania. Hey, low progress of voting. There we go. So we're not going to form the colony in Congo yet. I want to complete these colonies that we got ongoing first before we worry about that. But that does reduce a little bit of the up... Ooh, actually, we've got a bit of a bureaucracy shortage right now because of all of that. We've got some underway, mind you. How far are they? Okay, we'll just go ahead and prioritize those two. Okay, that's the only ones, is it? Let's go ahead and get a few more. That's up here. Oh, this is Lotharingen has got a taxation problem there, so we'll get at least one over there, actually. We'll get two. One is going to be prioritized. We'll also get one in Hesse. Although we got a bit of lack of peasants in here. Silesia's got still a massive amount of population available. Well, a lot of peasants. And then, let's see, do I need... No, we've got the coal mines. I suppose, first of all, we do want to get another railway in here, just in case. We'll probably go ahead and get a few more coal mines as well. Maybe a couple iron mines, those seem to be making a lot of profit, and some sulfur mines. We could also go ahead and get a few more rye farms in here, just in case. Just so that we get a little bit of food. I mean, overall, our food situation shouldn't be too bad. 98% have no starvation. On the expedition, yeah, they're making some progress. Also getting some peril, but it's not too bad. At least the progress is past further than the penalties. We did also lose a little bit of our army, actually, now that I think of it. Now, is there anyone else that we could perhaps do some diplomacy now with? Oh, Papal States we could ally. Sure. Because if we're going to get Papal States as an ally, we can maybe start helping them form Italy. No, we're going to go ahead and give them a bit of a bankrolling. How much is that? That's 5,000, that's basically nothing. We still have a good 34 million in the reserves. We're getting the government administration, so that's going to fix the bureaucracy shortage. And Navarra is having some more civil wars. They seem to be having a lot of issues. Lost mule. One of the pack mules we brought has wandered off into the undergrowth. We could spend some time tracking it down or simply move on. If we spend time looking for it, we'll be delayed. Otherwise, we'll get some peril and some progress. We'll get delayed. It might take a while to do this expedition then, but I'm not really in a rush to that regard. How are we looking in terms of interest, though? We could get another one. So since we got Congo already. These two are counted in there, so I don't think we actually... Did we lose one somewhere? Possibly. Oh, wait, because we got Madras now as a permanent one, don't we? And Indochina. So we may have gotten basically an extra one because of that. Could be one in Ethiopia. Maybe we'll start expanding in there at some point. Or what we'll do is we'll just clear out Darfur and then go into Egypt, essentially. Oh, trade route removed? Oh, right, it was someone else's trade route. Speaking of which, is there something we need in desperate numbers? We do need a little bit of coal. Let's have a look. Any good sources for... Oh! Occitania market seems quite profitable. Sure. Import loads and loads of coal. We've got still a population of 50 million, even though we did drop quite a bit there. But of course, now the standard of... Oh, yeah, standard of living average. We are now the #1. Hey! Niger is colonizing. Actually, where are they going to? Oh! Right, so this is technically speaking, I think, part of a different area. So it might be a little bit of a, once we get a Congo going, that might cause some issues. We could, of course, potentially just take this state from them eventually. Pretty we're ready to do. Either industrialists or trade unionists. How are we looking over... Okay, so industrialists, I'm going to give them a bit more credit. Get them slightly stronger, because they are currently in the government, so that's going to increase our legitimacy even further. Which is not in a bad shape right now. Support from abroad. Leaders of the reactionary movement have written to Arnold Groth, requesting that he return to the country to bring the movement forward. What do they have? They want monarchy, theocracy, national supremacy, endorse racial segregation, closed borders, strongly endorse migration controls. Okay, so we don't really need that one. Yeah, we'll reduce the attraction over there. So how much is the difference? It was okay. We still got a difference of over 50 million between us and the next one. Actually, we got over 100 million advantage over Britain. All right, there we go. Hey, women's suffrage. Deeds, not words. I think I had that already before. But that should also increase the amount of workforce available in the States quite a bit. It's going to be a bit of unemployment happening briefly. I'm sure that that will then sort itself out quickly enough. It will also reduce the population growth a little bit, but we've still got a growth of over 500,000 per year, which is not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, rubber discovered in Celebes. That would be in Indonesia. Alright, so the... how is this war actually going? Are they able to go below... No, they can't go below 0 points. I think it's eventually going to end up in a white peace or something. Which means that they still stay there, but the... yeah. Because I'm not going to give access to the British to get into North Cameroon. The home is still, yeah, they're still part of the market. Actually, is there anyone else that would perhaps want to get an embassy? Probably not. Judging by the infamy that we've accumulated over the years. So no one really wants to get an embassy. Get a defensive pact with Argentina. You know what? No, we're not going to do that actually right now. We're going to save up the influence so that we can reduce the infamy slightly faster. Oh, gold depleted in North Borneo. Oh dear. Oh, we've got obligation from Papal States. Huh. Alright then. So I suppose, I wonder actually, how are their relations? We've got fairly good relations with a lot of nations, except Tuscany. Oh, both of them are rivals with one another. Okay. But yeah, having the... Oh, right, they got embassy from... Oh, I wonder, can we use that to get the... Oh, we could get a trade agreement. The Power Block embassy they would not accept. Even if we use that one, they would still be -1. We are quite infamous, so I suppose once that drops below 75, they would probably take that, actually. Alright then, we'll just wait then. And, oh, we've still got 16 months worth of construction queue. Oh, Normandy uprising. Swiss are siding with the French. Alright then, I do wonder. That's something that I want to take part in. I mean, I could negotiate support, but I suppose that would be... Let's actually have a look quickly. Diplomatic pacts are obligation nil, so we can't really demand territories for that. The Swiss, on the other hand, are getting Tripolitania as a... Okay. As a separate from that. That's an interesting turn of... or interesting outcome, for sure. But there we go. We are getting a fairly good standard of living overall. And I suppose now that the population is... or the workforce is increasing... Oh, there's a bit of extra peasants in Anhalt as well. Still got quite a bit of bureaucracy shortfall, so Anhalt, how about we take some of these and we'll get a couple... We'll get 5 of these, actually. It's going to take a decent chunk of the construction queue for a few moments, but it's not going to take too long. And the investment pool is actually quite small right now. I suppose, does that mean... Oh, well, no, it's not too bad. I suppose they might be purchasing things and all that, the private sector, but for the moment, they seem to be actually fairly decent. I do wonder, actually, is there any more achievements that we would want to get on this run? I'm not going to end it quite here yet, though. Let's see. Because we have a look at possible. Excellent agitation with at least 100 popularity. Could be done. Tries to revolutionize in civil war and win the ensuing conflict. Oh, well, that's probably not going to happen. Oh. Okay, we need to have a level 3, so for the pre-prepared, we need to have a level 3 institution that helps alleviate the effects of harvest conditions or famines. Which I believe we could probably get. I have an idea for that. But then we just need to have very bad luck. So that's something that we could probably get still before the end. I don't know if we'll be able to get all the research. I suppose actually with the literary rate is increased now, so I suppose the innovation is, well, it's not going to increase too much. It can still get slightly better, I guess. No, it looks like the French are actually defeating the rebellion there. Shame. Gold depleted in Guyana. Alright then, so we've still got quite a shortage of coal right now. Oh, and as this Brunswick is having some infrastructure issues, is that? Yeah, they are. Are we building a railway there? No, but they haven't hired enough people to run the existing railways either, so I guess that's probably the more the issue there. Geographical study. It has been suggested that we stop and undertake a geographical study of the area to increase our local knowledge. I don't know if that's going to increase the max innovation or not. I'll give it a go to see if that actually is... No, it does not. Okay, well, unfortunate. Oh. Alright, the Baltic states, oh yeah, South Livonia uprising. There seems to be a lot of various communist uprisings happening around the place. Tends to happen quite often, admittedly. There we go, we've got the bureaucracy sorted out. We are still using a decent chunk of that for the social security. We do also need to get the home affairs to level 3 at some point, but that is still going to be quite a bit of points. Do we have any more states that we need to incorporate? We're incorporating these two already. I'm guessing they are going to be quite nicely, and then we've got a few... Ooh, I suppose Iceland we could incorporate. Then maybe even Greenland. We haven't actually had a look at these two. So there's whaling. That doesn't surprise me. And there's also whaling over here, and sulfur actually in Iceland. But yeah, the population is limited at best. I suppose it's still better than nothing. Do we still have, well, we've got a little bit pops in Lorraine. I suppose what I could do, I'm going to take the 10th army. Oh, right, we've got the 1st Colonial army, which doesn't really... Let's go ahead and... Yeah, we've got several armies over here that we don't really need, so I'm just going to go ahead and just disband these armies. Alright, so the leaders aren't transferred to other armies in the meanwhile, so that's good. So now the 2nd Colonial army has a load of them. Let's actually, can we transfer? Oh yes, we can transfer the generals. So we'll take the 10th army. Who's that's got offensive planner, open terrain commander, and requisitions expert. I'm gonna take the that one. Confirmed. So that's gonna be moving in there, and then the 10th German army should be able to get a bit of stuff going. Is the hold on, 11th? Did I transfer it to the wrong one? I did. Right, well, let's go ahead and do this again, shall we? There needs to be the 10th army. We'll transfer that in there. No, it still turns it into 11th. Oh, maybe it needs to be in there while it's in transfer. That could be it. Alright then, well, that makes sense. Remember that the GDP keeps increasing. But that's, oh dear, we're no longer number 1 in prestige. I'm guessing Britain has overtaken us again. Oh, Burundi is colonizing Tanzania. So let's actually have a look at the... Oh yeah, there's not a huge difference between the prestige. But I suppose we did remove some of the armies, so that's potentially having some impact there. Unexpected guest. As the expedition encounters a group of suspicious traders, one of the men claims to be a Honduran ambassador kidnapped by these mercenaries. We either need to get this man into safety, which means that we'll be slightly delayed. Oh, how do we know he's not lying? I think we're going to try to improve our relations with other nations for the time being. Oh, we're researching the landing craft. So, we still haven't gotten the war propaganda, which is going to reduce the morale loss. And then after that, it's going to be the machine guns, and then defense and death. And then, I suppose, did we already get the fleet increase by chance? We did, okay, so that's sorted out. Did we actually get any more interest from that? No, we did not. Unfortunate. I suppose as our GDP keeps on increasing, I'm sure that we will be getting a lot more prestige. I suppose it could also just be some of the modifiers expiring, and Britain may be getting some of their own modifiers. So unfortunately, we're not the number 1 great power right now. And the hegemons, that's really not going to happen. We do still need to get another, what, 15? Yeah, 15 flotillas. Don't suppose we've got a lot of population around here at all. We've got a little bit in West Prussia, I suppose. So where is the Navy then? This one. Give you a bit of promotion. And we'll go ahead and get some torpedo boats. Get that to at least 25 to begin with. They're still... Okay, we've got about a year worth of construction still queued up. How's the... Oh, right, the investment port is actually running somewhat dry. Like, it's not so bad that it's not utilizing the construction that it could be. So that we don't have a massive... well, we've got a little bit jumping maybe up and down on the balance there, but it's not too bad. And we're still probably selling some buildings as well, actually, which is giving us more money back than what we're really spending on all of it. Oh, there's actually a fishing wharf being built in Mauritania. Well, I suppose they are now doing their own construction. Actually, I wonder... How strong is the German Niger in their GDP? I mean, they did inherit the number 9 in the world, actually. They did inherit a lot from us, to be fair. A beetle in hand is worth 2 in the air. The beetle has crawled into the ear of Paul Mosha. Without immediate medical help, this could impede the expedition progress. So is that the general? That is the general. Will be delayed. I think that's fine. And I suppose if we can still complete this expedition, we should get quite a bit of prestige of it. Did we get the government administrations built already? No, we've got another one. I'm just going to toss that to the top of the list. I think that is the last one right now that we're building. But yeah, I think the kind of the last goal that we're probably going to do in here is we're going to try to help Papal States form Italy. And for that, I suppose one thing that we could do, I suppose we can't really... What we'd have to do is we'd need to declare war on them and then entice papal states to join in with a war goal or something. But the question is, would they actually accept that? Plus, who does Tuscany have? They are the primary goal for this, I suppose. Who do they have as allies? 2 Sicilies. Oh dear, that could be difficult. And then, of course, Austria is part of that. They do have a couple of rivalries, at least. They improved relation with the French and all that. We're still trying to reduce the infamy to be below 75, and at that point, I believe we can then probably do the embassy with papal states. Yeah, because right now they would not accept that. Even with the obligation that we have from them. Looks like we kind of reached the ceiling on our literary rate, though. Well, that's a bit unfortunate, but I suppose, actually, what do we need for the research to do to actually unlock the next levels? Not actually entirely sure, though, but the corporate governance is almost done. That's going to give us another company. And urbanization per urban center is going to be reduced by another 25%. That'll be rather handy, but the survey... Oh, there's the war propaganda, excellent. So our army is getting even stronger, or at least taking less damage. Norwegians seem to be having a lot of issues with the stuff in there. I suppose we're probably one of the most stable countries around, really. Like, we haven't had, other than some secessions in Africa, we haven't had any revolts in Germany. Of course, it's one of those things that, as a player, it's going to be a lot easier if you know what you're doing. At least somewhat know what you're doing. Hey, skyscraper survey completed. So, in Brandenburg, we can start building up the skyscraper, and that's going to go to the top of the list. I do want to get that built. We've got quite a bit of government administrations already in here. Might even get some more years, and that's going to take over a year to complete. But it's still going fairly quickly, actually. Overall. So once we get that one built, that's going to allow us to get a whole lot more bureaucracy through there. Which is going to fix a lot of our issues. The expedition is still not done, but unfortunately we are actually out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.